Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Let's Make It Monday. I am actually filming this quite late in the evening. I've had a big day, so I'm just doing it now before I go to bed, and I will upload it. So it'll be a late one to catch. Maybe tomorrow morning you'll see it. But today is Monday the 14th, I think, of June. Pretty sure it's the 14th of June, 2026. And I am Jeanette Clark, the independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. I thought we would look at something that's been around for a long time, and it's in our current catalogue. So if you've all got this latest Stampin' Up! May to August catalogue, and it is on page 76, and it's the embossing paste. Have you all wondered, that's interesting, what can I do with that? There's two types of embossing pastes they offer, matte finish one and shimmery white embossing paste, and the tools that come with it. And of course, at the moment, they've got these masks that you can use, water dotted lines and water and dotted lines. I'm going to show you that you don't have to have these masks, that you can improvise. So we have got the tools. So the tools come in a pack like that. And you have a palette knife, an ordinary knife. There's 3 different types of tools that you can use for your embossing paste. The one I tend to go to a lot and use is this one, the big palette one. So we're going to use that one. I'll show you. So they come all in the pack of 3. And the embossing paste, when it comes, it's in a tub. It does have a life. I have got this one, which is probably many years old, and it's still okay. It does go off because it goes hard unless you treat it nicely. And what I do when I open it, it comes with this metal seal. When I open it up, I put that back down. I put plastic inside my lid. I screw my lid on when I'm finished. I put it back in the bag that I think it comes in plastic. If it doesn't, I go and find a bag that it's going to fit, and I seal it up, and then I put it inside another big plastic bag, and I seal that up. And that is why it's been in my cupboard for the last 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't dried out yet. Although I do think, when I went to use it on my card, I do think it's coming to the end of its life. I might have to buy a new tub soon, but they're only $15. $15.75 for the plain one, $17.50 for the shimmery one. So this one I'll show you is starting to go a bit hard, but it's still salvageable. So first of all, before we go any further, I will show you the card that I made. Here it is. And this section is the embossing paste. And I have used the stamp set that is Lovely Arrangements. So I've used these 2 flowers, and I've cut out, I'll show you the dies. There's a bundle, and I've used the Happy Birthday. So there you can see what I've used for the card. It is in Coastal Cabana. I looked at my colour wheel, which I've been pulling out a lot lately. I looked at my colour wheel and I thought I'd like to use Coastal Cabana. This card I'm making today, or the one I'm going to show you, is actually going to a very good friend of mine. She'll be watching, and it's her birthday coming up very soon. And I think she's a Coastal Cabana girl, I think. So I've used Coastal Cabana. So I find Coastal Cabana on my colour wheel here. And I'm using the Triadic. which means, when you look on the back, triadic means craft with colours that are evenly spaced around the colour wheel. Go beyond the primary colours for something unexpected. So I'm using Coastal Cabana, and this one I have used Shaded Spruce, which is, you can hardly tell because these flowers are in Shaded Spruce, and Granny Apple Green. So Granny Apple Green is also a complementary colour. So yeah, I do refer to this from time to time just to see what I can put together. So this one's Coastal Cabana, and inside I've done some flowers inside too. Now I will show you how I've done this. Let's move this out of the way. How I've done the stencil for that, and I've used the same bundle, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Lovely Arrangements dies. In that you get all these ones, including this one, and then of course I've used it to cut out the flowers, and I've used it to cut out some leaves and the little border for the greeting. But I've chosen this one, and this one's going to be our mask. All I've done is found a bit of acetate or window sheet, and I've cut out my own little template. So out of some, it's, not real hard, but if you've got something clear plastic around that you can cut this out with and your cut and emboss machine, that's all you need. So I'm going to use that, and we're going to make our own little embossing paste background. Put this one to the side. I have got my Coastal Cabana. So this one you can see is coloured Coastal Cabana. The actual embossing paste is white. So let's get some out, and you will also need a silicone mat. So my silicone mat, and I put some embossing paste onto my silicone mat. So still fairly flexible and movable. It'll probably last. It's really quite hard here on top now, so I can't use that. But down the bottom I can, if I seal it back up in a hurry and don't let the air get to it. So I've got my embossing paste. To get at the colour on the card, I use some re-inker. I put 1 drop of re-inker onto that, and I mixed it all around, and I got the coloured embossing paste. So you can do that and make it any colour you like when it's a white one. So now I've got white, and I'm going to do embossing paste white on my Coastal Cabana. So I pick up a little bit with my tool. I place this, what am I going to do this time? I think I'll do something similar. I'm just going to put it on an angle, hold it, and press it down with my little palette knife. Now you don't have to be neat, and if it goes off to the side, well, we can cover that up with some flowers and things. Just make sure all those little shapes are covered. So there we have some white ones, and I'm just going to do it a little bit further down the page. Scrape, scrape, scrape with your palette knife. Fill up those spots. Lift it up. So there you go. You can see how it hasn't even got into that one properly. Not a worry at all. So I've still got a lot left on my silicone mat here. I am going to put that back into my container because I don't really want to waste that, and I'm not going to make another project with it. So I'm just going to pick it up off my silicone mat, and I'm going to put it back in there. See how it fares when I go to use it again. That will be the big test. So putting that lid on properly, and I'll put it all away as soon as I've finished. To clean that, I just run it under some quite warm water at my laundry tap, and so I do it with the spatula too, the knife, and it pretty much comes off. I'll wait till that dries and I'll clean that off another time. So I'm just going to put that to the side. Try not to. Now I've just got some on my finger. Let's see if I can get that off. Yep. Okay. So now we've got this. It doesn't take too long to dry. You could maybe not heat it with the heat gun, but I would just leave it for a bit while you would go along and you would stamp your flowers, and which I've done earlier. So you'd stamp your flowers and you would cut out your leaves. So I've got these to put on. And there's my happy birthday. So I've actually stamped these ones in Coastal Cabana. So it's going to be monochromatic this time. Only the happy birthday is in Granny Apple Green. I'm going to attach that to, maybe I can't really attach it to the card just yet because I do want it to dry a bit, so we're just going to leave that there. Meanwhile, I'm going to stamp the inside of my card, and I'm going to just do a couple of those flowers with Coastal Cabana. Flower in the corner, this side this time, and the other flower just, oh no, beside it, because it is, you want to write on it still. So that's Coastal Cabana I'm using, mainly for those. And that, when I do the inside of a card, I always just use Stamp and Seal, because people can then take that off quite easily and reuse the card. See, it's only got a bit of Stamp and Seal on, oh, just there. You can see that tiny bit. And so I will put that on the inside of my card. And they can easily take that out after I give it to them. So that's that one. And already I have lost, there it is, the bit that I've just made. Yeah, it's not quite dry enough yet, but I will put the happy birthday on. So the happy birthday I usually put on with just a bit of glue, tiny bit of glue on the back. Less is more, me, what I think. And I have my trusty tweezers, and I'm just going to put that, I'm going to put this one up the top. Happy birthday is going to go at the top of this one, this piece. Don't want to touch the embossing paste too much yet. Okay, so it's going to go there, and then I'm going to place my leaves on. So the leaves are sort of going to go like this. I'm not going to do it yet because it is still a bit wet. So I'm just going to put them on like that, and then I'm going to put one up here beside my happy birthday, and then I'm going to tuck my leaves in like that. You get the gist that's going to go in underneath. I'm not going to move it just yet because it's going to... So that will be my end result, but which was opposite to that. So you can see how the embossing paste works, and you can see how you don't need to buy too much. You just make your own. Whatever sets you've got, cut it out, and that'll be your little template for your design. So that's all about the embossing paste. I hope you liked it. It's pretty short and sweet tonight because the night's nearly over. And of course I decorated my envelope for that one. And I did decorate the envelope for this one with some embossing paste as well. You could do it on your envelope. It's fun to play with, and you can colour it any colour. Look, I've even got a little shape in there that's found its way in. Have fun. So hope you like that one tonight, and go and try it for yourself. And if you want to find these products at all, these bundles, just go to my website, JeanetteClark.stampinup.net, and shop with me. You get a little prezzy at the end of the month when you are my customer. Until next week, thanks for watching. Bye for now.